Here is a Western Auto Supply Co. Wizard fan. This is model number 6JC2000. This is described as an 8-inch fan. Draws the 40 watts, 110 to 120 volts. This is kind of a special fan because this was the first fan I bought on the eBay or the eRipOff. This is going back many years, it'd be in the 2000s. And of course at the time the eBay wasn't quite as bad as far as the prices go. There was plenty of fans that were a reasonable price. I used to look on there all the time, and these older metal fans like this would, $20, $30, a lot of them. Of course you get the old, really old models from the early century, 20th century, no, 19th century, early 19th century, that would go into the triple digits, but a lot of them were totally affordable. Shipping was a couple of dollars, nothing outlandish. Nowadays, you go on there, anything that's metal, even if it rolled out of the factory yesterday, if it's metal, they slap on the label, vintage, rare, old, antique, retro, all those stupid words, and they jack up the price, and it's just ridiculous. I haven't even looked for fans on eBay in years because they're just not affordable. If there's a handful of models that I'm looking for that I'll pay the money for, and those I'll search for, but I never just look for fans because almost anything that comes up is not affordable. Anyway, so I bought this on the eBay the first time I bought it. I remember when it came. I remember the day it came very distinctly, and yeah, because it was a big deal. It was the first thing I bought through the internet, and at the time I only had maybe 4 or 5 fans, so to get a 6th fan was, wow, it was a big deal at the time. And so this came in, and I was thinking about this fan a couple of days ago because I was thinking about what I'm going to remember that was so different about living through what we're living through right now. And the shipping is one of the things that's been a common trend. The shipping is taking forever right now. You order something and it goes through the United States Postal Service, and it can take weeks to get here. I had something take almost a month to get here. And back when I bought this fan, that was almost normal. It would take a week or two to get something across the country, and that was standard at the time. Of course now it's 1 day, 2 days, a lot of services. Never used to be like that. Anyway, so that's why I was thinking of this fan. And I had some people on the other video say that they wanted to see some of the older fans that I have, so I'm going to go through and record some of them. I don't record fans like this too often. I don't work on them that often. I don't have all that many of them, because really my favorite fans come out of the 1970s and the 1980s. That's my favorite era, is the 1980s. I love the 1980s. Almost everything I collect, with the exception of phones, most of the stuff that I collect comes out of the 80s. And so anyways, so this is a pretty neat piece. It's not in the greatest of condition, but considering that it's probably 50 years old, the paint job is 50 years old, a couple of scratches and spots over 50 years is not bad at all. Blades still have a good shine to them. You can see the camera. I haven't polished these in a very long time. That's what it looks like on the other side. It's pretty dull. I believe when this was so new it would have been a mirror-like finish on the blades. The guard is impressively clean. There's no rust patches on there or anything. It's a basic shaded pole motor. I think it's a 2-pole. Yeah, it's a 2-pole motor in there. If you'd be able to see it, you can kind of see it. Gee, if this would only focus, you'd actually be able to see it pretty well. Oh, come on. Stupid camera. There we go. There's the rear bearing after all that. You can see it does have oil ports. Imagine that, a little 8-inch dime store desk fan has oil ports. Can't get fans like this anymore. They just don't build them with the same quality. The only thing that's gone wrong with this fan over the last 50 years is the original feet deteriorated. The rubber just turned hard and broke off. So I put these on here. These are rubber grommets of some kind. They look very similar to what it originally would have had. I think my grandmother helped me put these on. And we just put them on with the hot glue. This one came off. I don't know where it is. It's got to be in this place somewhere. I'll find it someday. Anyways, it's got a wall mount on the base. And the tilt angle is pretty good. It goes pretty far back. I believe this is the original cord. It's actually pretty good still. It's relatively flexible. I wouldn't push my luck with it, but it's still pretty supple and manipulatable, able to be manipulated, whatever. It's getting late. So, with all that being said, and some of it not making all the sense in the world, let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Here is the single speed. There's no switch or anything. It's just powers on when you plug it in. So there it is. It's running. Got right up to speed. It's got a very neat sound. I remember this sound very well. It's got two distinct sounds. So it's got the sound of the blades, and it's got the sound of the motor. Kind of sounds like the Lakewood HB4. Runs very well. It's not vibrating or anything like that. It's not very powerful, and really for the amount of noise it makes, the air movement's pretty pitiful. But even though the performance isn't that great, there's something to be said about the fact that it still works, because all the cheap plastic desk fans of today will not be working in 50 years from now. And unplug it now. Okay, I'll turn it back to the side so you can hear what it sounds like as it spins down. Wish the studio wasn't so stinking loud. And all the equipment down here. Furnaces, dehumidifiers, heaters, you know. I guess when I get my new studio, I'm going to have to redo all the videos so that the audio is better. Haven't oiled this in a long time, so spin down time is still pretty good. Just to show that the bearings are decent quality. So that's that, the Western Auto Wizard fan. Over and out.